There's nothing that is more important than raising children.
It's an incredible responsibility, but it's a lot of fun.
This is my 32nd year. It's like Groundhog Day. I just love what I do. It's just such an energizing, wonderful way to start my day and end my day.
My work is very rewarding, very fulfilling.
We talk about relationships. They're real. I've learned as much about how to be human as they've learned from me.
There's an optimism here and there's a hope here that is represented by the dignity of the faculty, by the hope that's in the hearts of the students.
It is an incredible story. Essentially, an Episcopal day school started from a very small and humble beginning, growing into the largest of its kind.
As the school grew, it grew not just academic education, but in how to handle the world.
Holy Innocents Episcopal School is the largest Episcopal parish day school in the country.
To help young people see that beneath everything, we are connected in really important ways that are critical. It's an imperative, now more than ever.
At its heart, what's the Episcopal identity? It's about loving all of God's children. Holy Innocents, the church side, started in 1872 as a ministry to the innocents of the Civil War. It started almost as an orphanage as much as a church.
The church is very proud of the founding of Holy Innocents. The grounding in the Episcopal tradition and Episcopal education, the individual self-worth and dignity of every kid on this campus.
When we talk in our classrooms about Jesus, they really want to know, who he is, and they're influenced by the Bible, and they have an understanding of something outside themselves.
They learn that loving and supporting and being inclusive is God's call on us. Sometimes you learn your faith by just being involved and loved into it. The ministry and work that's being done on this campus every day is so critical to what's going on in our world.
I love what was taught. And what was taught was be kind to your fellow man, be kind to your friends, be a good member in your family, love your parents.
And that makes for a great environment for kids to feel safe, learn, have broader worldviews than they might otherwise, and be a good citizen when they become adults.
When I joined Holy Innocents, it was a small day school, small faculty. Riley was just a building next door. The lower school area, that was it. I was here when the Fine Arts building, which is now too small, was first built. The church parish hall was our lunchroom. It was our theater. It was where everything happened. It was a big deal when we started our high school, and Riley building was outfitted for middle and upper school.
If we were going to make a great high school and make Holy Innocents a really special place for our children to get a good education, it took money to do it. We had a super successful campaign and raised millions and millions of dollars. Edward England was here through the whole course of setting up the upper school, did the course planning and what was going to be studied, and he guided everybody.
Elliot Galloway, Rusty Frank, Del Coggins, all of the headmasters who helped set that culture.
Alice Malcolm built the place with love, and Kirk Duncan gave it a passion for outreach. The current head is a remarkable man. Paul Barton, remarkable man.
Alice's personality was a part of the culture of the school. The children understood that the adults were there because they loved children and they wanted the children to learn. You knew when Alice was firm about something. You watched her foot. If she was seated, she started moving her foot backwards and forward rapidly. And that was a signal that she'd made up her mind, and that's what we were going to do. We had a bunch of great kids. I remember a child who, at the end of my Algebra 1 class, she'd say, wait, I got a question. She was so excited that she had to have another 20 seconds to get that question answered. She's a teacher now.
I started here in 1972. That first year that I was here, I asked if we could start a theater department. The beauty of directing plays was that I had, after 6 weeks of working, the immediate gratification of the fact that it was a success and those kids were incredibly good.
I teach computer. We do film. We make news broadcasts. For my students, what I love to show them is this, being intellectually curious and learning as sort of a joy is cool.
I don't think there are a lot of professions where you get to see both like an immediate impact you can have on a human being and then see a long-term impact.
To be able to have strong components of the arts, strong components of education, strong components of athletics, of course, academics, that's a hard balance.
That's an Episcopal thing. It's not a fear of trying out for something that you otherwise wouldn't do.
Emotional intelligence, it's a bit of common sense. It's a lot of self-awareness. They know who they are and they're comfortable in their shoes. And I think that's something to be proud of.
When I came to Holy Innocents my sophomore year, I didn't have the tools that most of the kids had here. I was behind. There was a teacher here, Miss Blake, Ellen Blake, and she saw that. This lady cares about me. She wants me to do better. She wants me to have a chance. Every day after school, she made me come to her classroom all 3 years and sat down with her for free for 45 minutes every day. And that really changed my life, my direction.
When I first came here, just coming onto campus was sort of a culture shock. But then to get into the classroom and to meet people who knew my name before I knew anyone else's. Hey, Makisha, how you doing? Come sit with us at lunch. This kind of deep, abiding sense of community was everywhere. It was in the basketball team. It was in the classroom. It was with the teachers. It was between the teachers. It was between and among the students.
Our mission statement at Holy Innocents Episcopal School is to develop in kids a love of learning, respect for self and others, faith in God, and a sense of service to the world community.
People think that we're building children for the future. I feel like we're building it and living it for the now. We have a global program in the lower school for countries all over the world. Fourth grade has a water program in Ghana where it's Children Inspiring Hope. They Skype back and forth, and they do projects to raise money for water filters for those villages in Ghana. They do a project, capstone, and work on it until their senior year.
From being a student at the school, having grown up here, I've seen them as a parent, and now on faculty, I see what we are capable of and how much potential we still have.
It's just this constant pursuit of better. That is a pursuit worth having.
When I look at where this place is today and what I see on the horizon, it's pretty remarkable.
My wife and I really believe that the money we invest in our children is priceless.
The gifts we make, the buildings we build, each instance where you touch the school today will impact the future.
Those seniors are getting ready to graduate and go out and change the world in their time. We see Holy Innocents Episcopal School as the greatest outreach the church has ever accomplished.
This school started ultimately to educate the children of slaves. That built faith from that altar into educating people in rural Sandy Springs. Now it's another challenge. It's a community based on love of God, love of others, love of self, love of learning. Take all you can from it. Mine it. Be nourished by it. It's strong. It's strong.